We're gonna play Neopets today in 2025. I am prepared for this. I am wearing my Shop Wizard t-shirt as I am a longtime fan of Neopets and still play every day on my original account. So here we are on the site as it looks today, and the idea for making this video got started as I was recently at TwitchCon and a bunch of us got together and had a PowerPoint night and we could present on whatever we wanted. And I made a 69 slide PowerPoint on Neopets. And so I thought, you know what? Let me share this enthusiasm for this game with my audience. So starting off here are my pets. This is Meaty, my pride and joy. Meaty was one of my first pets that I created as a child, so she is very old at 7,585 days old. I love her customization. She has a pet here. This is Esmeralda, the Spring Fairy. And I will say that everyone that plays Neopets has different ways of pronouncing all of the pet names, the pet names, everything. So the way I pronounce things might be a little bit different. But anyway, that is Meaty, my favorite pet, and she is a Kachik. And also my oldest. I also have Aquilo, Cizo, Rulux, Mercario, Lucar, Dyslexia. I made Dyslexia as a kid, having the spelling incorrect, as it was thought that I might be dyslexic. So I do have her. I also have Bunbees, Transmuting, and Mothy Man. And if you are not familiar with Neopets, basically you have all of these pets that you can create. There are different ways to customize them, and you have a lot of activities on the site. And I think we're just going to go through some of like my daily activities I do on the site. The first thing I usually do is I go to my bank and I collect my interest, and we're not going to acknowledge the amount of Neo points I have. I recently sold something for a lot. I'm also going to go see my shop and see if I have anything in my shop till. I do, 89,000. So we're just going to take that out real quick and deposit it in the bank. Perfect. So that will accrue interest from day to day. And you can use those Neo points on so many different things. So this is jellyneo.net, and it is a site that gives you lots of quick links for things on Neopets. So this is the dailies page of a lot of things you might want to do on a daily basis. So I'm going to go ahead and open a bunch of these in a new tab, and we're going to go through our dailies and talk about them. I don't do all of them, but I do a good chunk of these every day. It really depends on the specific daily if I think it's worth my time or not, but a lot of them are really good. All right, so anchor management, we're going to go ahead and fire and see if we get anything. Ooh, we got a doubloon coin. That's pretty good. And then this is Colson Shrine. This is King Colson. He was unfortunately unalived at one point, and now we have a shrine to him. There's a whole storyline behind that. There is so much lore that is involved in Neopets. Anyway, you can approach the shrine and see if he blesses you with anything, and it looks like we feel slightly richer. It looks like we gained about 300 Neo points. And then there is this deserted tomb you can explore, and most of the time it doesn't go well. Yeah, a giant monster leaps out of the darkness and begins chasing you, all while thinking about the best way to cook you for dinner. Yeah, we will continue running. There was also a plot years ago in Altador, and if you completed it, you can go ahead and click on King Altador every day and collect a gift. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we got Altadorian bread. Ooh, the Forgotten Shore. So normally when you visit this page, it says there's nothing of interest, but it looks like there's something on the shore here today, and if I go ahead and click on that, it shows that we received some Earrings of the Deep, which honestly isn't a great prize, but at least we found something today. We're also going to go ahead and spin the fruit machine, which is one of the dailies I've been doing my whole life. See if we can get anything here today. A whole 250 Neo points and a chia fruit. And then we're also going to grab some omelet from the giant omelet. You can come and take a slice of this every day. It looks like we didn't get the best one. I'm going to go ahead and go to my inventory. Cheese omelet, you know, that's not too bad. I thought it was the rotten omelet at first. Next, we're going to go to the healing springs and see if we can heal my pets. And the water fairy gave us an exploding snowball. And oh my gosh, the fairies in this game are gorgeous, and there's a lot of lore, and there's so many of them. We might talk about that. I might even show you parts of my PowerPoint for those of you that are not familiar with Neopets, because there's just a lot. There's also this little plushie here, the discarded magical Grundo plushie of prosperity, and somebody left him here, and you can go ahead and talk to him, and sometimes he gives you something, but it looks like nothing today. We best be on our way. That's fine. And then Tiki Tack Tombola. I used to do this every day when I got home from school, and I had to be quick about it because I'm in Easter time, and at 4 o'clock Eastern every time he closes, so I couldn't go ahead and play. But we're on time today, but we did not win, and we didn't even get a booby prize, so Sad. This is a relatively new edition. It's not new anymore, but like it feels new. This wasn't around when I was growing up, but this is Trudy Surprise. You get to play every day, and it looks like you never win, but you get a new like higher amount of Neopoints every day, and after you spin it for I believe 25 days, you receive 100,000. So it's a nice way to get like consistent income on the site, which I do appreciate. You can also go fishing, and Meaty has a pretty high fishing skill, so we're going to go ahead and reel in our line. And we should be more patient. I apparently fished already within 24 hours, so I probably did my dailies pretty late in the day yesterday, so oopsies on that. But next up, we're gonna check out the lab ray. So this is the lab ray. If you collect all 9 pieces of this map, you have access to come here and you can go ahead and zap one of your pets once a day. Mercario here is who I call my lab rat. And essentially what that means is I just zap them and whatever they look like is dependent on what happens at this ray. And they can change stats, they can change gender, they can change species or color. And the main reason that I purchased the lab ray, and a lot of people did, because the map pieces are so expensive, is because you can get some really cool exclusive colors from the lab ray. So we're going to go ahead and zap Mercario here, and he goes down to level 1. We're going to go back to the lab because I'm a premium member, which means I pay money to Neopets every month, but that allows me 2 zaps per day. So we're going to zap again on Mercario, and he gains 3 defense points. So nothing good. I haven't had him change colors in a very long time. So oopsies. And then speaking of being a premium member, there is this Wheel of Starlight that you can go ahead and spin every day if you are a premium member. So we're going to spin that. And today we received 14,815 Neopoints. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and go to our inventory and check out our winnings from today. Not too much stuff. Also, my username is indeed Tanya is cool 940. I was a child when I created it, so we're not going to address that. But I do collect avatars, and I'm getting close to 300. And the one I'm currently working on is one that came out like a few days ago now when I'm recording this. And it has to do with doing 13 total quests for this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm going to pronounce it the way I did as a child, and I'm sure it's wrong. The Esophager. So I'm going to tell him, sure, I will find you food, and we're going to see how expensive the tomb scones are. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and open the Super Shop Wizard down here and paste that in and see how expensive. Oh, not too bad. 500, we could do that. A lot of the items have gone up in price because of this new avatar that's available. So we're going to go ahead and buy that, and we're going to approach him again and let him know I have his food. And he gave us an iced fish cake as a thank you. But we're going to go ahead and do this a couple more times, assuming that we can afford to. I don't know how much some of the items are. I have Mortog soup. Oh my gosh, it's at 82,000 or 62,000 now. That went up a lot. Why would they do that to us? Skeeth juice cocktail is still very cheap though. I'm still going to buy both of them. I just need to take some money out of the bank. And you might notice the actual navigation on the site changes from page to page. It's because they're still in the process of fixing the site, as it used to all be on Flash and parts of it had a different style. So they're trying to sort of make it all concise and go together, but it's not done yet. I'm going to take out 150K just in case we need more. I put that much away before, so I probably should have waited, but go ahead and grab the Skeeth juice cocktail. Something has happened. While out on a stroll, Meaty looks down and finds 10,319 Neopoints on the ground. Today looks like a lucky day. Nice! Let's go ahead and buy the Skeeth juice cocktail and the Eye of Mortog soup. Approach him again. I have your food. And we got the Yuzuki Gym Goddess set. And we're just going to do this a few more times if we can afford it. I don't want to buy anything that's like a million Neopoints, but I might have done that yesterday. 920, we can do that. And then how much is the Toffee Classic? $9.99 from Emo Kitten. I love that name. So let's grab the Ghost Burger and the Toffee Classic. Oh, we have too many items. Okay, hold on. Let me clear out my inventory a little bit. We'll go ahead and quick stock some stuff. I'm just putting a bunch of these things in my shop. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and sell them or not, but for the moment, that's fine. And then I have your food. Perfect. Bori and the Rainy Day. I feel like I only have 1 or 2 more of these to do, and then I should be done. I am worried about the Strawberry Ice Cream Apple Lantern. I feel like this one might be really expensive. Yeah. All right, that's where we're going to stop doing those quests for the day because I'm not paying $1 million for that. or at least for the next 2 hours and 14 minutes. Then I might come back later, but that won't be in this video. But I am working on that avatar and I'm very excited about it. But back on Jelly Neo, there is a current event going on, the Festival of Fears. And so I'm going to go ahead and go to the guide and answers because that way you can just like find out where you're supposed to go. And today's the 26th. So if I go to the Spooky Pet Pets page, I will be able to get the Sophie Swamp Witch trick or treat bag and the Sophie's Hungry Meowclops trinket. Oh, I have a Meowclops in real life. And what I mean by that is my cat is a one-eyed gray cat. Oh my goodness. Could you see her? So I'm very in love with Meowclops. And then if we go down here to the goodie bags, you can answer a trivia question for like a bonus prize. What number was Illyri's first log entry? 626. Let's confirm that. And we got the Robot Chia's Clown Carnival stage background. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put these things into our closet so we can customize our pets. So I can show you a little bit about that. Let's go ahead and customize. I usually customize Meaty the most because she's my favorite. And also a bunch of my pets have been in like the design of unconverted pets, which you can't customize as much. So those ones are a little bit harder to do. So let's put the Hungry Meowclops there. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It doesn't make sense with the bushes though. So maybe if I put it like that, I like that. I don't think I want the Robot Chia, but I like how that's looking for Meaty. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And I can show you what I mean. So this is Rulux, and because of the style of like the pose she's in, which is like an unconverted style, I can't put clothes on her, but I can put like other items. So I could have this pretty tree behind her and stuff like that. I just can't have clothing. Hopefully that makes sense. And honestly, that looks kind of pretty. I don't mind that. Is there anything else I want to include? That might be it for her right now. And then we can look at my lab rat if it'll load. Sometimes the site is very slow, but this is Mercario, who's currently in Akara, but that is not the species they started as, and I can't even tell you what species they started as. It was such a long time ago, and I have zapped this pet so many times, but I actually think he looks really cool right now. Reloaded the page, hoping it will actually load now. And we wait. This is part of the charm of Neopets. It's a very old site with lots of spaghetti code. Actually, while we're waiting for that, maybe I should pull up my PowerPoint. Okay, Neopets. This was my presentation I gave. I'm not going to go through all of it, but here are some of the basics. My face is in the way, but basically it launched on November 15th of 1999, and it was a very simple pet browser game that was used to make some ad revenue. It was to entertain some college students, and it kind of grew way bigger than that. There are a ton of Neopets. These are just the basic colors, but there are so many different colors and ways to customize them, but these are just like the basics. And let me see, who is my favorite? This is the Kachik down here. That's what Meaty is, and I also love the Ixie. They're right next to each other, but there are so many good ones. Here's the Psy Bunny. Let me know who your favorite is if you play Neopets, or just your favorite off of this presentation. The very first pet was the Eerie. Here are some varieties of the Eerie. It's based off of a griffin, so they have a special place in my heart. And they used to be called something else and then eventually became the Eerie. And there are some very interesting progressions of pets, like from old to new. Particularly the Bruce. It used to be a guy, just like an actual person. And now he's a penguin. So that's interesting. There's also pet pets, so you can have your pet have a pet. And then your pets can have pets. And that's an example of what those look like. Then you can paint your pets using paintbrushes at the rainbow pool. And there's a different variety of ones that you can get. Here are some examples. You can also morph your pets using a morphing potion that will directly turn them into a specific pet in a specific color, regardless of what pet and color they currently are. They're pretty expensive though. And then the same thing is true for mutant pets with these potions. Another way you can change what your pet looks like is through the Rainbow Fountain, which is the Fountain Fairy. You can get a quest from her, and if you complete it, you can change your pet to any color, and I love her. She's the best. I've had a few Fountain Fairy quests, and they've been very well worth it. And you can get all kinds of fairy quests. These are all of the fairies. We have the Air Fairy, the Battle Fairy, the Dark Fairy, Earth Fairy, the Fire Fairy, Fountain Fairy, Gray Fairy, Shenku Fairy, Library Fairy, Light Fairy, the Fairy Queen, the Soup Fairy, the Space Fairy, the Water Fairy, and the Crafting Fairy. And you can get a quest from any of them, and they all have different ways of rewarding you if you do, in fact, complete their quest. quest. And fun fact about the Gray Fairy is she doesn't actually have any powers, so if you complete a quest from her, she will ask one of the other fairies to reward you. So there's a chance from the Gray Fairy that you can get a Fountain Fairy reward. So this is the queen, the Fairy Queen Fiora. She runs the Hidden Tower, which is a shop where you can get some really exclusive, expensive items. We also have the Soup Fairy, who will feed you and your pets if you do not have many Neo points. And then probably my favorite fairies are Illison and Jadora. They are an Earth Fairy and a Dark Fairy who do not see eye to eye and have a feud, although I love the concept that perhaps they love each other and this is all just... they're putting it on because they secretly are in love. That's my favorite idea. But I love them, and I've always had a soft spot specifically for Illison when I was a child, so I still have a preference for her, but I like them both. And also a fun fact about them is if you do a quest for one, the other one will not work with you for at least a day because they're upset that you worked with their arch nemesis. I don't know how much I want to get into this, but there's different ways that you can earn Neo points. You can sell things in your shops, and you can get the prices from the shop wizard. You can also sell things in the trading post, the auction house, the stock market is another way you can earn money. You can literally buy and sell stocks on Neopets. There's also gambling, like slots and wheels and poker and all of that. And there's, of course, the games that were the core of the site, like Fairy Bubbles, you might recognize. And then you can, of course, collect your bank interest, which I'm pretty sure is the first thing I did in this video. And then we have the world of Neopia that consists of quite a few different lands like Neopia Central, Fairyland, Haunted Woods, Kiko Lake, Krelador, the Lost Desert, Meridel, Brightvale, Dargan Citadel, Maraqua, Volterra, Mystery Island, Lutari Island, Terror Mountain, Virtue Pets, Rue Island, Croc Island, Shanku, Tyrania, Jelly World, Dicardia, Altador, and that brings us to the Altador Cup. So I guess I kind of am going through this whole slideshow, which is it's like the Super Bowl of Neopets every year. So all of these worlds that are on screen right now get together to partake in a tournament of Yu Ball, which is a pet that turns itself into a ball, and you try to get as many goals as possible. It kind of looks like soccer. And there's a couple other games that contribute as well, like Slushy Slinger and Make Some Noise. So you can go ahead and deliver like Slurpees or slushies to people and also be the loudest crowd in the fan in the crowd, I should say. I don't know why I said that backwards. And then there's lots of prizes for partaking in the Altador Cup. There's also a plot going on right now, which is called The Void Within, and there's prizes and trophies and stuff for that as well. These plots have these like comic strips you can follow, and there's also lots of battling in the Battle Dome. If you're not familiar with the Battle Dome, think like Pokemon battling, except Neopets. So I'm not going to go fully into the lore of this, but if there's any part of this you would like to see more of, I would be so down to post some more Neopets videos on the channel. But that is the current plot going on right now. And then you can have user lookups. And I showed you a little bit about dailies, like different activities you can do every day, which we did some of. And then I mentioned briefly conversion. So in 2007, players were kind of forced into their pets converting with the exception of certain ones. So like a Fairy Ixie wouldn't auto convert, but now if you create a Fairy Ixie, it looks like this one on the left instead of the one on the right. And the one on the right is so much prettier. For many, many, many years, you couldn't get this one again. The only ones that looked like this are ones that already existed prior to 2007. However, in recent years, they made it so with real money, you can make them look like this again. And so I do have one that looks like that. It just looks so much cuter, and I always wanted a Fairy Ixie growing up, so I do have one now as an adult. And then I showed you them already, but here are my Neopets and my Meowclops. And that is my presentation. So hopefully by this point, the customization has loaded. And it has. Here's Marcario. There is like, yeah, there's some eye stuff on that looked a little odd. What can we customize you with to make you look interesting? What would these extra eye contacts look like on you? I'm very curious. Oh no, is it going to take forever to load again? No, we got it. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. I kind of like it. I'm not sure. Can I put you in a dress? I don't think I like that. Kara nurse uniform. Interesting. Trying to see if I have anything red to add to this Neopet to make the eyes make more sense. Maybe if we put them in this mansion instead? No. Ooh, wait, this jacket. Ooh, the jacket works. I do like that. We did just get the robot carnival. That's interesting. I'm just gonna check a bunch of different backgrounds and see which one works best for this Neopet. I feel like something dark would be good, like a nice stroll there. I also have the graveyard, but one of my other pets is in there. Ooh, what about this one? It's not loading. Cool. But this is the graveyard. Can I have more than one pet there? Is that bad? Because that kind of looks good. This one, the twilight background. I don't mind that. Or the tower inside the tower. Oh, that's perfect. Yes. I love it. Who else should we customize today? I don't feel confident that this is ever going to load. Oh, I was wrong. So this is transmuting. I do really like the background and stuff we have. I just want to see what else we have because we do have an experiment jar. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Our mutant pet in there. Let me see what the backgrounds I have are that might work with that. Do I have anything that's like lab leaf surfing? You know, that one's not too bad. That's kind of fun. We also have a fungus cave. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, transmuting, you're good. Also, transmuting's the one where I have a pet for them. That is a Meowclops, and I did name it Louise or Lulu because that's the name of my Meowclops in real life. So let me go view them real quick. Yeah, Lulu the Meowclops. She's so cute. I'm so excited about that. And I think that looks really cool. She's a mutant walkie. Go to my inventory real quick because the other thing that I've been trying to do is there's a new avatar if you play with your pet with something with the name Sand in it. And I haven't gotten it yet. So I've just been playing with Meaty regularly with this sandbox. And it hasn't happened yet. And there's also one if you're like playing with a toy with a baby pet, which I don't currently have. Dyslexia used to be a baby, but she is no longer. So I do not have a baby pet. But maybe we could make a baby pet because I do really want that avatar. So let me actually explore real quick. And we will go to Neopia Central to the rainbow pool. And we can look at the different baby options. And maybe we can decide together on a pet that I could get that would look cute as a baby. So this is going to be all of them. Dyslexia used to be a baby side bunny, so she looked like that. But we have baby Akaras. Aisha, which is really cute. Bloomaroo or Blummaroo. Bori. There's the Bruce. The Buzz. Chia. Chombi. The Chombis are pretty cute. Oh, Drakes are cute too. Elefante. Oh, wait, the Eerie. Oh, wait, the Eerie. I think I need a baby Eerie. Oh my gosh, the Terry is just an egg. I love that. Oh, they are all so adorable. Going through a couple more here, and then I think we're going to go for an Eerie. I don't really want to make a new pet and have to name it, though, so I think we're going to go to the pound. Because you can actually go to the pound in this game and adopt pets. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go here to the pound, and we're going to adopt, and then we can turn it into a baby Eerie. So we're going to see who's here. Cleansing Wipe. Blue Holidays. Linda. Oh no. Well, if we can find a good name, I should say. If we can't find a good name, then we won't adopt from the pound. But I want to see if there's anything good because I've gotten some really good names from the pound in the past. But Pop is not a good name. There's a lot of really bad names usually in the pound because on Neopets, once a name is taken, nobody else can have it. So like I have Meaty. Nobody else has that spelling of Meaty. Blugger. Blood of Moons Past. Bloogie Blot. Art was here. Wow. President Thomas Jefferson. Pretty Girl 33. I think I'm actually going to check if any of my side accounts have pets with decent names and see if I can move one over. And you are allowed to have side accounts. You just can't do any of the dailies to earn money on them. So this is one of my side accounts. I don't mind this name, and they're already an Eerie. So I could easily paint them anew. Maybe we transfer. All right, who do you wish to transfer anew to? Tanya is cool. So let's click OK. And if I refresh here, I should be able to see that Barb19 has offered me to adopt a new Barb19 because originally when I was a child I had my grandma make an account. It became my side account eventually, but wow, he's so hungry, poor guy. We're gonna need to feed Anu right away. Feed Anu. Oh, he's starving. You know what? The quickest way to deal with this is I'm actually gonna put Anu in the hotel. There's a Neo Lodge you can go ahead and put your pets in, and so I'm gonna go ahead and say Anu can go for 90 days. Let's complete that booking. Perfect. And then I want to buy a baby paintbrush. You can buy them from people, but I mentioned the Hidden Tower earlier, so I'm going to go to the Hidden Tower, which is owned by Queen Fiora. So if we go to Fairy City in the world of Fairyland, and you go up here and you click on this, like, this little hole in this tower here, it brings you to the Hidden Tower. And there's lots of expensive items in here that you can buy, and one of them is the baby paintbrush. So we're going to need to go ahead and go to the bank and take out enough for that. 600,000 Neo points. And so I'm going to go ahead and buy that baby paintbrush. I'm so excited. We're going to get a baby Eerie. I know right now they're fairy and that's really pretty, but I want a baby Eerie because there is a avatar I want. So we're going to go ahead and go over here to Anu, and we have baby in the drop down, and we're going to click submit, and Anu is now a baby. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's go ahead and customize now. I do not like the background they have at all. What would this one look like? Oh, that looks so magical with them. What about the pastel mushroom garland? Maybe. Is this a green leaf string lights? Kind of like them, I'm not sure. And you do need baby specific clothes. I think I have some baby specific stuff because of one of my pets was a baby at some point. Blue baby body paint. Oh, I could turn it into a blue baby Eerie. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize I had that. We have a baby bun for hair, and then there's a rattle. Oh, I have pajamas too. I don't think I want the pajamas, but we might have to try them on. The rattle's pretty cute. And there's the pajamas. Oh, this is so fun. Okay. I think we don't need the pajamas or the hair. Do I want the blue? Because I kind of like the yellow. But the blue's fun. I do like the rattle. Oh, look at them with this on the background. Oh, that is so cute. I'm going to try the blue again. Blue or yellow? Blue or yellow? I'm really unsure. I feel like I like the yellow, but the blue is just so nice and different. I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to keep that for now. And I think we're done customizing. And I think I'm probably going to end the video here. So thank you for coming with me for a first video, or maybe only video, of me playing Neopets, which is one of my favorite games that I play every single day. Thank you for letting me info dump on you all about this game. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know what other things you would like to see. I'd love to dive into some lore or play certain games or go on a adventure trying to get certain avatars. That could be really fun as well. Just let me know what you thought, and like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of this, or Sims, or Animal Crossing, or whatever other content I decide to post. And thank you to my YouTube members for making today's video possible. If you'd like to become a member yourself, you can click the join button below the video or the link in the description. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.